Let's play a banjo for TNA news. So former WWE star Dana Brooke, aka Ash by Elegance, refers to herself as retired. We covered that before. And she might come back in like a production / maybe she's just done with wrestling. Maybe she valets or manages or something. You know, the door's not closed entirely, I'm sure. Would you read a no-filter autobiography from Jeff Hardy? Jeff Hardy says he's writing a new book focused on his alcoholism, which apparently he's clean and sober. And yeah, I think people should read that if they're struggling. Or maybe maybe he praises it. Maybe it's a book where he's like, I love my alcoholism. No, I'm sure it's not that, right? So unless it's encouraging alcoholism, I think, yeah, you could get inspired from that. And just reading in general. TNA Wrestling has set its new North American attendance record. 7,794 people were at Bound for Glory. We're going to circle back to that because there are people on that. And we talked about, there's people saying they papered the house. But Bully Ray says, thank you, the end. Bound for Glory. And this is the shot of them walking out. It's the Dudleys, one final dance. They gave their boots to the Hardys too. And during the review portion, we talked about it. And yeah, it was just a beautiful moment. And it was awesome. It was just a great, like, short match with everything we needed to see. And it was just to give Devon his moment and give the fans something that they'll always remember. And they did it on a great stage. It was awesome. And thank you, Bully Ray. But TNA Wrestling posts this: Angle, Sting, Joe, Foley, Styles, RVD, Hardy, Anderson, Storm, Rude, Aries, Bully Ray, Sabin, Magnus, Young, Lashley, EC3, Hardy, Galloway, Edwards, Patron, Drake, Pentagon. Damn, they're even saying Alberto El Patron, dude. See that? Pentagon, Impact, Cage, Callahan, Blanchard, Swan, Omega, Christian, Alexander, Moose, Macklin, Shelley, Nemeth, Hendry, Trick, Mike Santana. And yeah, he put out this beautiful tweet, dude, where he said, did I not bookmark it? I swear some things I just don't, when you click them, they don't work. And my phone's been as well. I got to get it fixed this week here. But he put out a tweet just saying, my daughter saved my life. Like, she wrote a letter to Santa about his alcoholism, saying, like, or I don't want to say it was just alcohol. I'm not sure. Man, I don't know the full extent. He talked about it on Ariel Helwani. I forget all of the details on that, but you know, he struggled with like addiction and just going too hard. And his daughter was like, I want daddy to stop or whatever. That was her Christmas wish, man. And he read that and he turned his life around. And look at him, dude. He looks so good. He's so over. He is the TNA champ. Like, he's the people's champ and now the world champ. A guy who a lot of people didn't think would be more than an AEW tag team champion. And I don't even think he got to do that. And I don't even think he got to do that too long if he did. So I can't remember. Did LAX win the tag titles ever? I don't even know if they did. Man, just amazing. Amazing. And a great moment with his daughter, and he gave her the belt. And he's the guy. He's the guy, dude. He's the face of the company going into the TV deal. WWE's super high on him too. Like, they're gonna definitely poach him when his time's up with TNA. Just being real. But hopefully they give him like someone said in chat, a year-long. Don't do it if it doesn't make sense. You know, was the chase better than him reigning as champ? We'll see. He's got Kazarian, he's got Nemeth, he's got people waiting. I'm sure Moose will creep his way in a title shot there, right? He's got people to wrestle. So we'll see. And so far, his storytelling's been great. Remember, before this match, which it's Trick and Santana leading like the TNA NXT Invasion Showdown. Before this, him and Ali were feuding. And it was like they were doing awesome, man. We played their segments here on the show where like Ali showed up to his AA meeting and all this. And it was just powerful. It was different stuff. It was cinematic, but in a good way. Like, they weren't cheesy. I pointed out how I was like, dude, this reminds me of a scene out of Netflix's Luke Cage or Daredevil or whatever. Yeah, shout out Santana. Give him the ball, dude. He's running with it so far, man. Right? He scored a fucking touchdown. I say give it to him again, and he's got the title, so let's see what he can fucking do. And so Dark State, speaking of people getting triggered, though, like Dark State's Osiris Griffin pouring salt in the wounds of everyone upset with the finish to Leon Slater versus Javon Evans at TNA Bound for Glory. So fucking Dark State heard everyone crying about the finish of that match and went, fucking Mark! And he goes, lots of grown men crying. Oh, they mad. Grown-ass men crying over two kids fighting. Dudes with wives and kids losing sleep over some gymnastics. So how fucking awesome is that? That's like a great response, like a heel in kayfabe. These guys doing gymnastics and shit, right? It's a good way to get that heel heat. I'm not gonna lie. And Dark State, man, they have some good moments. Again, I'm not trying to single out the Cutler guy, but he just fucking add a member or two so that guy just doesn't throw it all off. I feel like they could add some Dark State members. No? Or is that too much? Is that doing too much? The rosters are so bloated. I guess they let go of a bunch of people. Fucking people. We'll see about that. I also have some allegedlys for you guys, so don't let me forget that, okay? Yeah, just for Member Monday, because I'm not a dirt sheet. We're just talking shit, right? Okay, so let's enjoy the win. So basically what had happened was there's some folks like my friend of the show, Switchblade, who is, arguing with folks about the attendance. Now, Sassy Girl, if you're in chat, you were there. The pictures looked it looked packed. The show looked packed. Visually, it looked like the crowd sounded amazing. The way they were coming out of that tunnel, it looked incredible. Sassy Girls here in chat saying it was packed there. There was actually long lines of people, and I believe Sassy Girl was throwing up videos in Discord too of the show. Okay, so make sure you all go and check. If you're not in the Discord, get in there and check it out. She's saying there was long lines of people buying tickets at the box office when we were walking into the arena. Now, Switchblade, I don't think he's saying that they papered the house 3,000 plus tickets. Now, the sickos are saying that because Phil Marks and PWT and I blew that shit wide open, and they're responding to me and others like myself and Switchblade who pointed out for fucking months they were papering the shit. I got a comment too on a video where someone said, yeah, I was a part of the papering. I've been a paperer at AEW shows and it's fun, but I'll admit I'm only there because it's free tickets for me and my kids and shit. I get comments like that. I get DMs like that as well from people just saying, yeah, you're right about that, And so and we know it. Like all of a sudden, WrestleNomics comes out and says it. Who's going to argue it? So they're saying the same thing about TNA. 3,000 tickets. No, that's what AEW papers their shit. Their pay-per-views, right? But TNA, okay, let's say there were 1,000 people there papered. Like, who gives a fuck, man? All these pro wrestling companies do this shit. You see the pictures, like, what the fuck, man? Look at that place. That looks awesome. Right? Look at these pics. Man. So they set their all-time North American attendance record. Now, I was talking shit. I'll say where I was wrong. Hey, man, I said they'd be breaking 8K by now. I was like, by the end of the year, they'll be doing 8K for their PLEs, each one. Okay, I jumped the gun a little bit. Everything's moving so fast, though. Same with this TV deal. I got to be honest. I thought it was coming quicker than it was because everything started going so fast. I was like, oh, my God. Shit is really happening. But this is a huge accomplishment. I look at this and I go, okay, when you look at a 90,000 seater, they tell you there's 81,000 people there, but it looks like 60,000 people are there. That's more obvious than, let's say there was 6,794 people there. Okay, I'm willing to believe there was 7,000 people in that motherfucker, family and friends included. Did they give away half the tickets? There's no fucking way they did that. Now, I don't think Switchblade's claiming they papered 3K tickets. I don't think he believes that because that's like what AEW's doing in the thousands, right? let's say with family, friends, invite people who were invited, execs, Silva, his family, all that shit. 1,000 people, babe. Okay. And what? Did they buy merch? Did they follow some shit on Twitter? Are they going to tune in next week? Were they buying shit at the building and beers and hot dogs and shit? Does every wrestling company do this? Yeah. So, like, what are we crying about? You know? And this is, and also shout out Switchblade, because he's not like crying. He's just debating with people who, the problem is that people want to just go, no, this is the exact attendance. And he's like, well, no, you can't take it at its fucking 100%. They papered this a little bit with like 1,000. He is claiming that they paper more than we're aware of. I don't know about all that. Like, I'm not seeing evidence of that. As soon as he other than I will always bet on Carney Wrestling promoters are gonna Carney Wrestling promote, and that there's always gonna be, well, what Moose said. So listen to Moose. He goes, let's enjoy the win and work on breaking the record in 2026. I'm right there with you, buddy. But look, so he goes, for the people saying half of our record-setting attendance was free tickets. Yeah, it wasn't half. If you guys are saying 3K tickets and shit, you are mental. There's no way it was that much. But any wrestling show that does 5,000 plus seats and let's say 500 to 1,000 tickets are comped for family, friends, and fucking just radio giveaway or whatever, right? To promote the show, you give away 1,000 tickets of the 6,000 people there. Is that an L? Fuck no. Okay, it's when it's what the L is Dave Meltzer still cries about 93,000 at WrestleMania 3, but doesn't cry about 81,000, or doesn't bring up the All in Texas when we know for a fact they handed out the tickets by the fucking handful to that show. And that's what was proved by fucking WrestleNomics. Like, that's what the L is, you know? TNA's never fucking sat there. They've never sat there and like tried to say, oh, we did a fucking 30,000 people and our attendance was fucking. They can have these victories, guys. Okay. This isn't a big deal. It's so crazy. And yes, it's different standards for different companies. And yes, if WWE, if they did one of these 60,000 attendance and you found out 30,000 were fucking papered, yeah, that's an L. If you find out, oh, there was 70,000 people here this weekend, and you find out 5,000 tickets were comped, is that an L? Fuck no, you know, that's not like at all, you know? So it's just the fact that people, there's just no logical thinking or consistency in logic or anything. But Moose nails it on the head here. He says, for the people saying half our record-setting attendance record was free tickets, given our brain dead, you are a fucking brain dead dummy, dude, and failed to realize in 2016-17, myself, the Hardys, Eddie, Cody Rhodes, Drew McIntyre, Lashley wrestled at Universal in front of only 150 people where every single ticket were free. He wrote were twice. He meant to say where every single ticket were free because Universal didn't allow ticket sales. I could understand 200, 300 comp tickets for sponsors and media purposes and friends and family, but 3K? No business will take an outstanding loss just to fill up an arena. Yeah, Tony Khan will take the loss to have an empty arena, bro. So that's the problem. That's the problem, Moose. You're dealing with folks who are just worried about TNA, and now you're seeing it more and more. The sickos' focus isn't WWE anymore. It's TNA and NXT. They're trying to just go after that shit. And I get it, NXT's WWE, but their focus is just more on TNA now. Why? We knew this would happen here at PWT. So the problem is, Moose, is that you're trying to fucking tell this to people who think illogically. They think that if you guys comped 500 tickets, that's the same as comping 5,000 for fucking All In or whatever, right? So there's just no, it's just don't even bother. But I'm glad he did put this statement out. He says no business will take an outstanding law. Okay. Oh yeah, and the key point here, Tony Khan fucked up people's perception of what I think promoting pro wrestling properly is supposed to, what it's supposed to look like, what it entails. He says, if it was that easy, every company would do it, and we would have done it a decade ago when we were struggling to get 500 people to attend the show. Just enjoy the growth and the win. We wouldn't be in their position without you guys are true fans. This is TNA. TNA is just winning. They're just holding W's. Okay, they should change the name to TNAW. The W is for win. I believe there was 7,000 people there. And guess what? That's more than that are going to be at Wrestle Dream in the same week. Wrestle Dream ticket sales will beat this by 1,000, and Tony Khan will have papered it 2,000 plus tickets. I think his PLEs on average, he's been doing 2,000 plus papers. I don't want to sit here. I know this is so conspiratorial for me to say, but this is me puzzle piecing it together. I've been right about all this shit. Don't let anybody tell you that I haven't been right about all this shit, okay? Especially with me guessing what the, like, I went out on a limb saying the All in Texas are in the thousands. We're talking like a few thousand. I went on so many shows saying this shit. If I had to guess 3,000 to 5,000, I went on a bunch of shows and said this. Thirsty Thurston confirms what I say all this time later. You just got to fucking look. It's out there, okay? I think AEW's been like 2,000 or more on average their last probably handful of pay-per-views they probably papered. That's my estimate. 1,800 plus, let's say, just to give myself a little, we're playing prices right. Phil Marks, come on down. So yeah, that's that, ladies and gentlemen, was TNA news. And if they papered a little bit, oh well, every company's done it. Keep the same energy or don't at all. I don't want to hear Dave Meltzer crying about this and not crying about the other one. And I'm not saying Switchblade's crying either. That's my guy, but I'm giving him credit. He will keep the same energy with every company. He's like, no, they papered it this way. WWE's done this, AEW's done this, TNA's doing this. He'll point it out. Look at him. But I'm not. If someone's saying they papered 3,000 of the tickets, that is absolutely absurd. There's no way. Sassy Girl was there. She'll fucking tell you. There's no way they pay. There's no way there was 3,000 less when you looked around the fucking room. You know that. You'd come here and be like, it fucking felt empty, But you're not saying that. And all the pictures. I mean, come on. We all can take an educated guess. Every year it's Halloween season. Somebody puts the fucking jelly beans in the jar and everybody takes a guess and someone gets close enough and